Before James died, he smiled and laughed, 'cause he was just photographed for the last time. While it was drowned, the kitten purred. At least that's what I thought I heard. But maybe that's 'cause I need to believe in the absurd. Ashes to ashes after the planet crashes. I trust all dust will turn to dust. I used to think a wasted life was not a crime. That's before I realized we don't have very much more time. My melodies are maladies. My poetries are just phonetic. Trying to make sense of this world is preposterous, pathetic. The gods have had their fun playing this world, but now it's too upsetting. The human race is not worth watching or wagering on. We're just a long there's no one left to cry. You cover my face when you fuck me. We were intimate without intimacy. Like a gutter punctuation in a foreign conversation. I feel like Thoreau at party I throw. I'm a self-made scarecrow. I love you more than I hate me. 'Cause you are everything I wish I could be. I'm a friendless best friend, a single bookend, a walking dead ender. I'm a return to sender. We didn't know the fix was in. Years before our race was run, our epilogue was predestined. Like a Mari Triforce sun. Like a Randy Rhodes scholar or a rotary cell phone. A slave is lost without their collar. The unfavorite sundial tone. My conscience disobeys me because I always cease to amaze me. I'm like a virgin blossom. I'm on the verge of awesome. In an hip-hop scotch blend where everyone tried to pretend they didn't want our love to end, but we all knew that it had to. I walked into the Eagle and someone called me sis. I said I'm not a sis, I'm a sissy. Should I call you Mr. or Miss? I said I'm actually a transvest, but before I got too tight, the place erupted into my first gender pronoun bar fight. They said I was a rock star dressed for less, wanna be queer. I said my gender isn't fluid, but that's how I like my beer. They thought I was just posing or on a publicity stunt, until I did a line off Scarlett's $100,000 cunt. She paid 100,000 clams for a single clam in front. A very pricey pussy paid for by the government. Then I said, fuck euphemism, cis but fuck my cis clit, or hypocritical, political correctness ain't legit. I mean it, fuck euphemism. I say what I wanna say. I love that LGBTQ will never include K. Cause they say that unlike cis queers, kinksters make a choice. They're wrong, but yet we choose which gag to take away our voice. I identify as a grain of salt, Peter Pan anarchist, or a poly rubber puppy, switch rats left arm masochist. So I said, fuck euphemism, your words are neophyte. I'm a single, not a plural person, so call me Per for the night. You're wrong if you hate me, just cause I'm a wordsmith and Wesson. Cause I nicked his terminology from a Doris Lessing lesson. he was when he unloaded his gun? Does anyone know how loaded he was when the slaughter had begun? Does anyone know how crazy he was? Does anyone think he did it because he thought humans were in season? His brain had a lesion. Is it worse if he didn't have any reason? Does anyone know what number of pints he was planning to spill? Does anyone think he may have just been prescribed the wrong happy pill, which God told him to kill all the infidels, the intellectuals, the homosexuals, even the rednexuals? Anything can start making sense when it's in print and out of context. Does anyone know what made him decide to unload his first round? Do you think he cared what race or faith of the victims he left for dead on the ground? Does anyone know how Jewish he was? Does anyone know how Buddhist she was? Does anyone know if he's a Christian? Had a pot to piss in? Did he consider it a sin? Why do we have a harder time when there's no enemy to blame? It doesn't matter how many were killed, the debate is the same. Is it alright to hunt or just shoot for fun? Is the protection we need from the gun? The blame is always placed on someone. It's always how the story is spun. Only a lunatic would sell a lunatic a gun. Johnny Walker neat. The sun was coming up, so I bought another gram in Birmingham. I needed some rest, but that show really impress me. It's a good thing that that city has online delivery. When I wake up on a dungeon floor I never seen before, I must have been sedated. I'm sure that I have a smile on my face even though I was most likely violated. Cause when the drugs work right, you can't remember the previous night. You probably made some really bad decisions. Cause if they weren't bad, the drugs must have been. And you're at home, laying on your couch, probably depressed, cause you're watching Horace and Pete taking an Advil and drinking Pellegrino neat. What's the point of doing more when the drugs don't work no more? That's when I realized that while scraping the floor in Birmingham, why'd I need to score when the drugs don't work no more? That's when I realized what I am in Birmingham. I don't like doing drugs, I just like doing more. Then it's time for a dram and another gram in Birmingham. I wake up happy, not depressed, after just 8 hours rest. Then it started again the very next that there's anything wrong with that.
Cause it's the only place I can go to ignore what I got and listen to some punk rock. I don't have the cash for chemotherapy, but I got enough for the NOFX colored EP. Oh yeah, I know one day I'll meet Fatty and we're gonna be bros if I show up to enough at record shows and I tell him that I'm dying and I'm desperately trying to see a dominatrix with reasonable rates. Should I find a sanctuary or just drive to the gates in East Oakland? I said that's kind of a random thing to say. Hey, he said I've read I don't have very long. There's something very wrong, so I thought that you could maybe write a song about me. I said seriously, I'm uninsured and it's unstoppable. The doctor told me it's inoperable cause my GoFundMe page only raised $50. Oh no, I think I gotta go. He told me that cancer was in his brain, so I invited him over to do some cocaine with me, cause he never tried drugs before. I offered him a line and he said he's not sure. I said, didn't you just tell me that there isn't a cure? So why not try some ecstasy and coke if you're gonna croak? Some DMT and K will make you feel okay. Just for one night you might feel like everything is gonna be alright. Then he texted me every day until I finally said okay, I'll write a song about you being sick. Unlike your life, it's gonna end too quick.
I don't need a click. I'm just gonna I'm gonna go right into it. All right, push it.
Grieving Soto, a man that we were all privileged to know. Why'd you have to be the first adolescent to go? There would have been so many less people crying had it been Rick, Alfie, Frank, Casey, or even Derek O'Brien. I'm so grateful that before your end I told you you're my hero and my treasured friend. Bobby Pin never told anyone he hustled for Paulin, or that the black beauties he took were empty shells. Clearly knew what image sells. The beard he grew was Michelle Bell's. To be so charismatic, thought he had to play the addict. Was his suicide from drugs? Cause the LA punks were violent, homophobic thugs. Mike Burkett, don't put me in this song, I'm not dead yet. I'm just singing this to make sure you don't forget to be cautious, more respectful, less obnoxious. Cause you've been getting hated, making the cool things that you've done in your life negated. Cause now musicians aren't supposed to take positions or protest our shit conditions. And yes, we should all feel violated, cause our scene's getting castrated and annihilated. GG used to be the most hated, then Ben, now it's me. Cause I guess I say things insensitively. Now all the great bands who got bigger would prefer that it was Steve Soto. Something cheaper, and not so far from West LA. We were all looking for a high, different and new. When dope was hard to get codeine for, and Doradin would have to do. On doors and fours we take our chance. White punks on dope, perfect romance. On doors and fours in 83, when we got loaded, taking loads, we'd all OD eventually. Was there a killer, or did Jordan Hiller just have a death wish? His parents didn't need to find their oldest son cold as a fish, when loads were finding the roads to Beverly Hills. Heroin and PCP were a safer bet compared to those 6 pills. On doors and fours we never knew which one of us was turning blue. Why wasn't anybody scared? 'Cause we were teenagers on loads, so no one really fucked Did you think that because I was so depraved, I needed to be saved? I'll never be well behaved, 'cause I'm told to. You think if you stole me, you'd be able to control me, 'cause I'm wearing your ring. You think if you shame me, you might be able to tame such a wild thing. You knew who I was when we met, and you always knew how to respect. You never dared to suspect, even when I suspected you, 'cause your love was true. You were a pirate